I'm this morning going to talk to you, hopefully take away some of the noise around cloud that we all hear. There's scarcely a meeting I have without the question being asked, is cloud something that I ought to be doing? All it simply is a shared platform, if you like, of resources that allow us, the users, to access our software and services. By services I might actually mean some of those storage or file sharing services from typically a web browser, or really as a user you probably shouldn't notice any difference from using it if it was on premise, which is essentially the opposite of in the cloud. So in simple terms, it's a set of shared resources based in the internet. What is it? Well, it's very much a choice. You could be forgiven for thinking that the only show in town really is cloud. That's not the case. It is a choice. Undoubtedly the direction of travel is towards the cloud, but it's something that should be taken almost on an application by application basis. So much more now it's an agile way of creating software and of deploying it. So the days of that siege deployment of a large bespoke piece of software are still there, but they're very much reduced. Now clients are taking a best fit approach, if you like. How can I change my systems internally, my business processes, to meet some of that software rather than trying to force it the other way? Definitely changing the way we consume IT. More and more now we're billing and paying for our IT services on a per user, per month basis, a subscription model. What is driving people to the cloud? What's causing organisations to actually think about putting some of their software and services in an internet-based environment? Well, you could probably tell me some of them. They're certainly listed here. Efficiency's got to be top of the list. And that might be efficiency through accessing the shared resources, where you're getting the economies of scale and you're not making the investment all yourself, if you like, or making that investment all up front. I'm often asked, well, that's all great, I'm putting these things in the data center, or I'm accessing software as a service and subscription. How secure is it? And I often kind of reflect that back and say, well, just think about how secure your server room is at the minute. You've got a lot of data and a lot of organizational critical information, often just behind a simple lock in a relatively unsecure building. Putting it in the cloud, in a data center, you are necessarily upscaling that security, that's for sure, because that's their business. And if they can't prove the security of their operation, they'll go out of business. Challenges to be aware of. Everyone has a view. So no matter who you talk to about cloud, you'll either get people who feel quite strongly for it or against it. Your role as business managers and decision makers, if you like, is to treat it as any other organisational decision. Look at the pros and cons. I'm teaching my grandmother it's okay, but you do see a lot of emotion associated with the cloud.